Hello there. So, I just picked up this Coleman AT125 UT model ATV. I picked it up at the tractor supply store. And actually, I was looking at getting something like this for one of my nieces and nephews and trying to get the Cool Uncle of the Year award. And I looked probably over the last couple of weeks, I looked at everything from Towels to this, trying to find like in my day, a 90cc, or I thought a 50cc might be too small for like, kids that are somewhere between like 8 and 12 years old, let's say. So most of the motorcycles, ATVs, power sports, whatever these days, 125s, seem to be the realm of most of the engines. So the company Tao supposedly makes this. It's made in China. They make it for Coleman's under the Coleman brand. I said apples to oranges. Even if I bought one of those Towels between $600 and $800, and then they still want between $600 and $800 for shipping, so you're looking at $1,200 as a minimum. This, like I said, was on Tractor Supply for $16.99, so $1,700, and then it said like an instant savings I saw like 2 days ago for 200 more or less, so 15. So like I said, you go the other route, you're looking at 12. You're going with this, maybe 15. That $300 difference means you can pick it up that day that you order it and have it, not wait a couple weeks for it to be shipped out. Versus, maybe backed by the Coleman name or Tractor Supply. If you have an issue, maybe they'll work something out. Anyway, so that's where we sit. I couldn't find too much info. It's 2023. I'm making this video. It's April, and I'm just gonna start shooting some basic video, and I'll compile it together later about the Tractor Supply AT125 UT ATV. So first and foremost, I just brought it home today. So there's that. I thought it was going to come in the box. It actually came like this. They had it outside. It was one of those chained up display floor model type of units. I was going to do some measurements, and I wanted to see what the battery voltage was. And of course, out of my 9,000 multimeters, they're all inside, along with obviously all these tape measures that I buy because I keep losing them all the time. Hey, look, it's got a shelf on the front of it. There's a tape measure. There's a win. And what did I just promise you? I was going to try and do some battery voltage. I'm usually the king of multimeters. I don't know where the hell they are. Clearly I'm the king of batteries as well, because I have, well, this battery, which is a nice lithium, but that's 150 cold cranking amps. I think I looked up in the manual and it said like a replacement battery, not from the manual, but from somewhere else, was 80 cold cranking amps. So we're going to take a peek at the battery and just see what that one is. But this is 12 volts, 7 amp hours. They said 4.5 amp hours minimum. 12 volts good, 7 amp hours good. 120 might be like 40 high or 50% more power just in that battery. And this one's 150 cold cranking amps in a lithium, so even more. But guys, these lithiums, it's like 2 packs of cigarettes in your hand. That's how heavy this battery is. It's amazing. Anyway, so we're gonna do some batteries. Got the tape measure in my hand. See if we can get some rough dimensions. Like I said, this ain't gonna be nothing perfect by far. I got the tires laid out here. I got a wooden dowel. So I'm gonna say, obviously this front bumper comes out from the front wheel. Come on, zip up. There we go. Come on, zip up. There we go. So front bumper to tires. It's maybe like a 2-inch difference. So let's just give you an eyeball. Like I said, this ain't exact, just a rough eyeball. So together, let me see. There's 62, 63, maybe 5'2", 5'3". So yeah, definitely if you had a good 6 feet of room, you'd be good on that end of it. And then that's probably within 3 feet wide. So, I mean, if you give yourself a good 3 foot by 6 feet of room, you'd be good. Seat height, pull the seat off to get to the battery. Let's just go to the highest point. It's probably, well, handlebars. Handlebars would be your highest point. So, 3 feet wide, 6 feet long. I go at 38. So 3 foot 3 inches, 3 foot 2 inches in height. That's what you're looking at size-wise for it. And it doesn't come with like a trickle charger. The guy was like, oh yeah, it's, you know, you put red to red and black to black. All right, 2 positives go together. They go to the negative. Let's see what we got as far as a battery here. So we got your typical rubbery stretch me pull downs, which of course fat fingers, you can never get my fingers under. Alright, so 1 little retainer, 2 little retainers. Let's see what we got. It's nice to give me the terminal screws on top so that you can fly off in shipping. So we have a Denzel Washington battery. What the hell does this say? Oof. I mean, you could try and decipher that. I'll try and decipher it for you. Looks like a GBT 19001 2016. So what, this was manufactured 4 years ago. ISO 9001 and then 2015. Maintenance free battery. 6 Mary Golf 5L. So 6 MG5L. So probably like maybe a 6 amp hour battery. Still in the plastic, because you know that's beneficial. It's beneficial you leave the plastic on so the battery can't breathe at all when you're charging it and dies. That's why you have to buy a battery. That's always a good increase in sales. But alright, put those bolts there, so I'll be looking for them later and never find them again. Yeah. See what you got. Not bad. 12.41 volts. 12.41 volts. Will it pass a cranking test? Who knows? Let's just turn this on. Why are you not working? Hold on. I think I know what the problem is. There's your problem, lady. There we go. So, I just bitched you about the filter. I stuck my filter in my finger. Stuck my finger in the hole. So I guess, yeah, this is the air filter housing, and this little piece of foam this size would constitute the air filter. So there's that. It passed with 01 in China. There's probably only one inspector anyway. Let's see. The crankcase. What else we got? We got the crankcase. And she's got a little bit of gap in the case, but maybe gaps the seals. I guess it's a 4-stroke of 8 horsepower. It's got a pretty head. Check that head bolt space. I'm already looking on there color-wise, right? Just saying, color-wise. That looks like brass in the back. And these look like 3 fucking types of chrome washers and some brass one, which is more of probably like a crush washer type. So, did they run out? Or we'll look at the other side. Maybe zinc wore off and it's copper under zinc, but I doubt it. There's our fuel shut off. This would look like it's inline to on. This says whatever reserve. Oh no, but there's a little indication stamped in, so that would be off. So, oddly enough, this is coming in, this is coming in. You think this is inline and on, but according to that, it's off. Yeah, and then this flips here. I guess to on. So when this is down where you think it would be shut, it's actually open. That's kind of weird, don't you think? Because most valves are in line, like this points to the way fuel is going. Maybe. maybe not. Okay. Now, like I said, we got some Zerk fittings in there. So greasable, 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 greasable. Do they have any grease? I mean, doesn't look anybody greased anything here. So, yeah. Grease gun alert. Want to be more OCD? Let's go with, do you go with a truck extra heavy duty grease? Do you go with the more expensive, this is the high temperature red grease, you know? Then we have green grease, so we could go with regular green, we can go with red. Lots of different greases. Maybe we'll put some 00 grease in there for the, some more green grease. What do we got here? What do we got here? Oh, extra duty, heavy and green. So yeah, we got red greases and green greases. So to be able to grease it, I'll probably use the red because, you know, it's important to use a more expensive grease. How's that for fuel filter size? At least it's got clamps on there. Clamps before and after. Somebody couldn't push this rubber on. See, like stupid little shit like that. Stupid little things like that are what I'm going to go over. Looking at the distance between the bolts and the carrier, the bolts and the carrier. Swing arm suspension there. A little bit of rust in the corner there. Hold on. I mean, you can sit on your couch and waste an hour watching me deal around with this. Actually, no, we don't want the WD-40. I don't know. Hidden down here where I left it. God's answer to rust. I mean, you're only gonna hit a rock and chip it, make it rust more, but hey, well, it's there. That won't rust. Doing the tires. Here's your fill hole. Oh, this is a classic design. Right? Put the fill hole here, so you'd have to get some weird corner-ass funnel in there, or you could just cut the plastic out. Then you'd actually have access to the thing instead of taking off 8,000 bolts to get to the fill hole. Like I'm sure you've seen in other videos if you're watching. It's important that the light's behind the camera now so you can't see anything. But they claim it ships with the shipping oil in it, and a 10-hour break-in period, and then another 10 hours. So this supposedly is like mineral oil and shit like that. So, I mean, right, you'd have to dip it in there, like get it out at an angle, drag it along the side to get the oil level. That's just ridiculous. I'm sure it really would have killed them in design to make it functional. They had to hide all the engine, you know, they couldn't just, oh, let's just make it a little bit shorter and actually give a human being access to it. There's your plug. We'll take that out, we'll get the gap, put some grease on the boot so it's easier to go on, go off. Seals it up from water humidity with some jelly. Some non-conductive jelly. Oh, that's cute. It's got the flame arrestor under there, you know. So if your leg was here and you're sitting on the back where you're not supposed to be sitting, and then you dangled your leg and stuck your foot under there over the moving tire, you wouldn't get burnt by the exhaust. That would be the least of your problems by then anyway. Let's see. We got back brake. We got pads on there. So there's a win. I mean, reliability, I think, is up to the person how they take care of stuff. I think it takes 0.8 quarts, so less than a quart, so I'll dump out that mineral oil shit that's in there. We'll put that 0.8 quarts, whatever, back in there of real oil. Castro or Yamalu. I mean, it's going to be 10 hours. We're going to flush it. Another 10 hours. Flush it. So 1 quart, 2 quarts, and then put like a better oil in there. So yeah, I might just flush it with this because I have it. You know what I'm saying? I have it. It's like 65 degrees outside. And then, you know, it's braking, so we'll give it the break-in juice, right? Can't go wrong with a little Marvel Mystery Oil mixed in there to get all the engine metal out. Alright, kids, sorry for boring you, and yeah, it is what it is. Video's more for me down the road, so pulled out the spark plug. Looks like one of those beautiful torch spark plugs, A7RTC. Looks like TT.5XY.019. Yeah, regular tip. Doesn't look that white, you know. It looks like maybe they ran it. You think they broke in their own engine and then put mineral oil back in it? Show the engine like that. Yeah, so I'm going to put some dielectric grease on the end of that. What's the gap supposed to be? Not a clue. Look that up in the book. That ain't looking like much. Alright. What's the stock gap? Maybe like 0.22. Yeah. Touch, slide, back up. Yeah, kind of see it. So, 2 holes. That one or that one? That one look more like maybe a vein coming down. Probably this one. I mean, you could read a manual. Who wants to do that? 17 millimeter. Let's see if we get some juice coming out of there. If we get the juice, we win. Actually, you know what? I can measure how much is in there, but where's the point of that? Yeah. It's kind of yellowish. There might be actually oil in there. Do I think they put oil in there? Maybe not. Maybe they did. Maybe they would just start it up and show somebody what it sounds like and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm gonna swap it out anyway. So there's that. All right, it's almost as fun as watching paint dry, but it's not. Remember we had talked about this great design. This funnel, like, couldn't really get the angle in there, so I went with this one. Which means I'm going to have to hold this up, come down the loop, and try to get what's left down into the crankcase. Fun stuff. User's manual said 0.8 quarts, so we're going with 0.8 quarts being 25.6 fluid ounces, so 27 ounces. Up to 20% of that could be Marvel Mystery Oil, so we'll probably do 4 ounces of Marvel Mystery Oil and 22 ounces of oil for the break-in. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. You know why? Because it's mine. I'm going to do it mine. Here's a drink you won't see served on bar rescue. So, always use your open oil first. This way if it comes out black, you know you just poured used oil back into your new oil. So, what we say? We're going to mix 22 ounces, we said, with this, and then 4 of the other. So, almost 18. I won't bore you, but you get the idea. We're going to do 22 ounces of that, 4 ounces of that. We'll have 26 ounces in there, 0.8 quarts. That's breaking. I wanted to show you how much shipping oil came out of it. It was probably like almost 18 ounces compared to the 26 we put in there, but then of course, you know, I knocked that over and now there's oil all over the floor. Bunch of love behind the scenes. So we have a plan B. Yep. Ever watch South Main Auto? Yep, you know where this is going. Shits and giggles, kids. wheel stud sizes. 13 millimeter. Half inch. Yeah, definitely half inch. Much tighter. That you get a little wiggle, but it'll work. Here's an interesting find. So like I said, half inch or 13 millimeter, and the half inch definitely kind of fit better on these, right? But see, these are more square with washers behind them. But interestingly enough, on the backs, they don't have the bolt and the washer. They have kind of washer-headed bolt built in, and then, like I said, the half kind of felt better on the front, but the 13 feels a little bit better for that. Oh, look at that. How long is that gonna last on there? That'll be gone in a week. Alrighty, last look. So, like I said, that's the overall on the Coleman. Tightened up those front tires more than the back tires. Checked all those grease fittings. Probably maybe 2 of them needed some grease added to them. Went to do an outro and the battery died in the camera, like usual. Alright, so yeah, that's it. I tightened up the front tires, tightened up the steering here because that was a little bit loose for the up and down. Probably 2 of the fittings out of the 2, 4, 6, 8, the 8 in the front, and there's actually 1 grease fitting. Where am I going here? Behind the shock, up on this piece up here. So yeah, I checked them. Maybe 2 of them needed grease. Otherwise, we're good. Chain's good. This is good. Spark plug, some dielectric grease on there. Put some dielectric grease on the battery connections. All that good stuff. When I went to the store, like I said, I walked in. It was raining. The guy was there. Oh, you're here to pick this up. Let's see what they give me. Assembly and pre-ride instructions. So I'll double check that. The owner's manual. Cool in the Gang. He said that they give you a DVD, so they give you a safety video. So here's your keys, so you know you can always screenshot that and have somebody cut your key and come steal it if you want. Have fun with that. Oh, get a tire gauge. They give you a battery charger, 2 alligator clips, and a thing. But hey, they're giving you a charger. That's alright, right? I mean, why not just have a trickle charger and plug it in, but whatever. What do we have here? Nuts and bolts and other shit. So when something falls off, we'll know why. Here's a little toolkit, screwdriver, fancy pants, wrench. Let's see what kind of... Oh shit, body. Oh my god. Alright. Well, let's just put you here. Let's see what kind of food in here. Sons of bitches. Here's some twist ties. A safety, a Coleman, have fun, load capacity. So 175 pounds. So my fat ass is capacity. 120 cc, even though they say it's a 125 CDI. Length, width, and height. It claims it has a length of 59 inches. I guess a width of 38 and a height of 38. So you can go back to the beginning of my video and tell me to go suck it. Wheelbase is 38.2. Weighs 303 pounds. Whatever. I mean, I guess you can pretty much see that or screenshot it. I give you the up. I give you the down. I give you the left. Give you the right. But yeah. Safety training. We offer free hands-on half-day rider training through the ASI Institute. Oh, that's pretty cool. Go on there. Learn how to throw yourself off. You know, the safety rules. I mean, who says you get to make that? You got the youth rider sign-up form. And, yeah, so that's it. Give you some ATV safety rules. So wear a helmet. Try not to turn to the right while you're on the edge of a cliff. Alright, kids. So, yeah. I'm not going to do the pre-start. I'll do it later on today. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. This stuff gives me something to do when I wander around and tinker all night. Oh, the guy did say, I know it has this, what does it say, engine stop from a distance, but he says it has a remote start too, so I guess you could sit there and you can start your quad from 10 feet away. You could be the 10-year-old flossing his ass. Alright, peace out. So, it's daytime, and I just started it. Fuel on, which is down. And I think there's choke on. Choke off. Choke on. Then I have to double check that. Gotta double check on and off. She's quiet. We'll let her putt about. Putt, putt, putt. Set the parking brakes, turn the fuel valve on, turn the ignition key on, set the choke lever to cold start, which is all the way up. So cold start is up. And get up. And then once it's running, all the way down. Alrighty. So we'll do all the idle stuff, and engine braking, and starting it. Proper braking, 20 hours. Avoid a constant RPM. Don't operate it above half throttle. Do not operate it at full throttle. So I backed that out, so I won't be at full throttle, but I shouldn't go more than half, it says. And just now when I was looking for the choke stuff, I saw something in here about setting the idle. It's like, how do you know where the idle's at, right? Let me see that screen. You gotta be at like a certain angle to kind of see this. Come on. Screen so you can see the screen in there. So 0 miles in neutral. It ain't telling me my RPM, so I guess you gotta do something to figure out what the RPMs are so you can set the idle. So place the transmission in neutral with the parking brake applied, warm it up, and then adjust the idle screw until the desired RPM is reached, turning it clockwise to raise it and counterclockwise to lower it with the idle screw colored in gold, you know, which is like right up in there, right up in there, if you can see it. I don't know. I had it running and then it died. I'll tell you a funny story. So the pointing thingy here, pointing horizontal, that was on, even though I was looking at the little indent for where it stops. I thought that was the off. So yeah, inline is in line. I don't know why I had it backwards. Just as a point of reference, maybe I'm losing my mind. But yeah, maybe because this one is down when it's on. I don't know. Maybe I'm just losing my mind or something there. It stalled out, and I was like, why the fuck did it stall? Oh, it doesn't sound like it's getting gas. Oh, because it's not, because you have the gas off, dummy.